What's up, y'all? It's Shaïlah, Shaï Shaï, whatever you want to call me, it's me, and I am back with another video. Today, as you guys seen the title, I will be telling you guys a story time. Baby, want to say hi? She said, yeah. Come here. Mama. Say what's up. Antuka, she's weird. So as you guys see in the title, today we'll be doing a story time. Well, I will be telling you guys a story time of the time when I was working at Subways and there was a crackhead that was passed out in the bathroom and he was taking drugs. So if you want to continue on watching this video, quick before we get started, go like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you've been watching my videos and you're not subscribed, please go subscribe. It's just make it make sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna watch every video I post, at least the least you could do is subscribe to my channel, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so let's just get started on how it was at my work. So basically, when I was working at Subways, I was actually working at two different Subways. My first job was Subways in my neighborhood, and then I ended up working at another Subways in Verdun. Hold on, let me drink some water. If you're from Montreal, you know the area of Verdun, the area of Wellington, you know that there's a lot of like homeless crackheads living over there, you know? I'm not saying every homeless person is a crackhead. I'm just saying there's homeless people and you got the crackheads living over there, okay? So I was working at Subways and there would always be like people, homeless and crackheads that would come to my store, but mostly crackheads. They would always come and like fuck up my bathroom. The homeless, if they would come, they would actually come to buy food and like they were nice, you know? But the crackheads, let's talk about the crackheads. The crackheads always came up in my store and freaking mess up my damn store. And when I was working at Subways, sometimes I'd be working alone or I'd be working with someone else. But most of the time, like, it was either two people or one person. But there was this one time, I'm not sure if I was by myself. I think I was by myself. No, I was with somebody. I was with a friend, a co-worker of mine. And basically, this guy had asked to go to the bathroom, a crackhead. And we're like, yeah, whatever. I just wanted to go home. I didn't care. As long as he didn't like mess up my bathroom, I didn't care. He seemed like fine. So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna make him go. So there's this thing where you have to buzz the door in to let somebody into the bathroom. But like where we have to buzz the door, it's like down the hall from where the bathroom is. So anyways, I buzzed the guy in and I was probably like doing an order or, you know, cleaning up, getting ready to leave, because I always did like closing shifts. I would always do the closing. So he was in there and then someone asked to use the washroom, and after like when that person asked, like it was already a while since the other guy asked me, so I didn't think he was still in the bathroom. I thought maybe he left or whatever. He just like left from the time he got there. So then the guy, whatever, I buzz him in and then he opens the door. And then, like, I walk away as soon as he pushes the door open because I'm like, what the fuck? He's inside. Why am I going to stay there and watch him walk inside the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. He goes in, and then I go back in the back to, like, I think I was, like, cleaning up the back or doing dishes or something. Baby, shh. So then, this guy comes back in the front, and he, like, down the hall from the bathroom and comes back in the front. And basically, he's like, there's somebody passed out on the floor, and I think, he's like, I think he's on drugs. And then I'm like, what the hell? And he's like lying down on the floor, like face down. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I get out from like, from my baby. So I get out from the back and I go near, like down the hall to the bathroom. And I open the man's bathroom and there's just a freaking man. Like when I tell you he was laying down in a position where you wouldn't want to put yourself in that position to lay down. Like no one would. You'd have to be really fucked up to go in that position. So anyways, he was in a really effed up position, and I seen how on the sink there was like fucking wrappers and like needles and stuff, and I was like, oh no. And then like he was laying down on the floor like in like a certain position. First I tried to wake him up and like I didn't touch him or anything. I was just like, monsieur, sir, no answers. So then the guy was like, maybe we should call. I'm like, yeah. So whatever, I called because I'm not gonna deal with that. Not these crackheads. They was different. But anyways, I ended up calling the ambulance, and the ambulance is on the phone. He's there telling me, okay, pull him over and see if he's okay. I'm not touching him. Next thing you know, this guy freaking pulls out a needle from his freaking pocket or something and stabbed me. God knows, I didn't know who this man was. I never seen him my whole entire life. He's been passed out in the bathroom for maybe like 30 minutes. Bro, my throat is scratching me from this weed. So anyways, he was probably like passed out in the bathroom for like 30 minutes. So the ambulance man's there on the phone. He's there about, okay, so turn him over and see like if his eyes are open or whatnot. In my head, I'm like, I'm not touching him. And then like the other guy was like kind of poking him. And I was not going close to that, because there'd be a lot of crazy people where I used to work, and I'm not fucking with them. Like, nope. No. You can stay on the floor like that until the ambulance come, or someone else could touch you and turn you over. I was telling the ambulance man, I'm like, I'm sorry, I work here. I gotta go do my shit. Like, I got shit to do. Y'all just get here fast. That's what I said. Like, and they actually ended up coming fast. And then like when the police came, he like finally woke up, because you know, he got scared or whatever. And then like the police, I remember they took him out, and I'm telling you, people like crackheads, baby. And I'm telling you, crackheads literally used to like smoke in the bathroom. So whenever the cops came and they took him out and all that shit, and he ended up leaving, and I don't think I've ever seen him after that ever again. But like the fact that this guy would come to a bathroom and do that, like a public bathroom, like normally if you do that, like people do that shit like outside in a park or something, you know, like what? He literally came in my freaking store. Okay, baby, I get it. Yeah, okay. He literally came inside my store and asked to use the washroom, and he seemed so cool. So that's why it was like really shocking, the fact that I had to like go see him in that position, you know. At that time I was like maybe 18, 19. No, I was 19, definitely. I was 19 years old. And there's just so much bad shit about that freaking Subways. Never again. You guys don't go there. One time we were working with me and my two girls, and one of my girls that I was working with, we went to high school together, so we was cool, whatever. And this guy came and he was ordering like a sandwich or whatever, and then he spots a freaking mouse in the freaking cookie rack. When I tell you, I never felt so disgusted in my whole entire life. Like, bro. So then I started recording, because what the hell? Like, I work here. First of all, this man had us working in 30 degrees freaking temperatures in the summertime, and he had these old ass fans. The AC wasn't working. He used to leave the doors open to get some air, so all the freaking flies would come in the store. Like when I tell you guys, do not go to the Subways on Wellington and Verdun. Do not go. It's infested with mice. The basement is fucking weird, like as if like someone's living down there. Like, it's really not like it's not it. There was like freaking water leaking from everywhere. That place was just a mess, and the freaking boss was a waste. His checks were always bouncing and all that shit. Like, that Subways was just a mess. So anyways, the guy, whatever, gets this, he ends up we ended up refunding him, because he didn't want to eat here anymore, and we already like started his sandwich, so whatever. We refunded him for his sandwich, and he was like laughing with us, because he knew that like it wasn't us that like, you know, it's the company, it's the owner of the company that owns this place that has to take care of that type of shit, you know. Like, when I tell you, there was mouse traps everywhere in that Subways. There was mouse traps everywhere, like everywhere. So whatever, this guy, whatever, gave him his money, he left, and we're the only ones in the store, so we're three. And one of my other friends, my coworkers that was working, she picked up the freaking rack of cookies and she brought it like to the back, so like cookies were in the front, basically where the customers could like see. So then we have like this little push door that you push in, and you make yourself in the back where the fridge is and the counter and the dishes, and it brings you all the way in the back where there's like an outside door, and there was like our little downstairs but we didn't end up going downstairs. I went downstairs once. It was disgusting. But anyway, she ended up bringing the cookie rack down the freaking alley, like down the hall to go to the back. Me and my girl were laughing. We're like, oh my god, it's gonna come out, like what the fuck. And then, bro, we ended up freaking, like, she ended up dropping not dropping, but she put down the freaking cookie rack on the floor, like, towards the outside, opened the cookie, like, thingy, the drawer, and then, like, we ran back, because we didn't want it to come out when we was there, you know? So she opened it, we ran back, and then, like, it finally ended up coming out. We threw out all the cookies, and it was just so bad. Like, after I seen that, like, I knew there was mice, but I didn't think they would like go into food or like that, you know. Like, I would think they would eat whatever's off the floor, you know. Bro, never again. Like, I can't even trust, like, what? I can't even trust outside food like that anymore. It's just like, you never know. Like, God knows that mouse could have been there, no one could have seen it, and it just disappeared after, and then we're there eating the cookies. Like, anyways, I don't even want to think about it. Never again will I work at Subways ever again. Like, I've had my time there. Like, it was actually really fun. Like, I've always been the lit one as a coworker, you know? Like, I'm always playing music. Well, at that place, let me tell you, I was, because I was working by myself, or I was working with someone, and there was no boss or manager to be there taking care of you. So, like, what the fuck? I was always blasting music on the speaker. Every day I came in my store was lit. People used to tip me enough money. I was getting good money at Subways, let me tell you. And I was the plug for sandwiches. Like, everybody would come to my freaking store and, like, freaking... Yo, anyways, I hook people up all the time, and even random people. Like, people loved me. They always tip me. Like, people just came for me, literally. I knew everybody's sandwich by heart. Like, and we used to get crazy rush hours where, like, around, like, 11, and then, like, around 3, or, like, 2, 3, we get, like, these weird rush hours, and, like, yo, when I tell you to be a lineup, there would be a lineup. And half the time, bro, I was doing a position for 2 people, like... It was just so crazy. And there's times where, like, we're just 2, or, like, I was just 1, and there was, like, at least, like, 5 or 6 people in line. And I always did so well. Like, I was so fast on my feet, and, like, I could just multitask a lot, you know? Like, I would start one sandwich, and then once it's toasting, I ask for another, like, the other customer what they want. By the time their sandwich is done being created to put in the toaster, you know, I just freaking put the dressing on the other person's thing or whatever. Or sometimes I'll make them pay for their food first. By the time I'm done their sandwich, they can, you know, just leave. And don't worry, I always clean my hands and put on new gloves. I'm a very freaking germophobic freak. Like, I hate when my hands are dirty. Like, I just know. Like, I'm like, I know there's a piece of dirt right there on my finger. Like, even, like, no, I cannot. My hands always need to be clean. If my hands are dirty, it just feels so, like... Anyways... yeah, that Subways was just a lot to deal with. Like, in the summer it was the worst when he had us working in the freaking heat. And, like, even this guy, like, I wasn't even working for him no more. Like, I quit that job, and my checks kept on bouncing, and I had to go back to the freaking store and pick up a new check, go back home, bounce again, have to go back. I swear, like, after 2 months I wasn't working for him, and I still was getting money from this guy. Like, it was ridiculous. But anyways, he finessed me most of the time, and I definitely finessed him. Let's just say, I won't tell you guys exactly what I was finessing, but I was finessing. I say finessing. Hey. Anyways, I was finessing that motherfucker because he was a cheap ass bastard. Anyways, let's just call him... His name was Wajid. I don't give a fuck. He was a waste, you. Wajid, I hope your shit stepped up, because... boy, that shit was looking crazy when I was there. But yeah, man, I just had a lot of bad experience. Like, a lot of, like, crackheads come to my freaking store when I was working there. Because it's kind of like a downtown, like, the street. It's a really long street, like Wellington. And there's a lot of stores where you could go shopping and stuff. So, like, a lot of people would be walking there in the daytime and even at nighttime. Because the stores always closed at 10. Like, when my store closed at 10. So, people would still be out, and there'd still be, like, little bars open, or like restaurants or whatever, you know. So yeah, I always did closing when I was there. I always do like 4 to 10. It wasn't like crazy hours, but it was it, you know. Like, I was getting money. I was still living in my mom's house. It was whatever. But yeah, that was a crazy experience for me. Like, I couldn't freaking flip him over. Like, what? And one time too, like I was trying to tell you, there's like a basement where it looked like someone was living there. So basically, one time, like, we would get these orders on Wednesdays, and I think Wednesdays and Mondays or something like that, or Wednesdays and... I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember Wednesdays we'd for sure get orders. So basically, every time the orders come, they have like this big truck that they park in the back, and basically we open the back door, and we leave it open, and they keep bringing the order inside, and they leave it at the door, or well, not at the door, but like by the fridge. So by the time they bring everything, we have all the boxes piled up, and then we just end up putting everything away, you know. But like, yo, one time these guys were new, and they didn't bring like the boxes all the way to the fridge where it was like next to everything, you know. Like, these guys brought all the boxes downstairs in the freaking basement. Cause when he came, he's like, do I bring them down? I'm like, yeah, I bring them down, bring them like down there. Like, I literally pointed down there. We stand there leaving, we're like, what the fuck? We go, we look down the stairs, and all the boxes were down there. Let me tell you, the reason why they bring the boxes is because they're freaking heavy. And plus it's their job, but they're freaking heavy. They're boxes of sauces, boxes of meat, boxes of freaking vegetables, boxes of cheese, like boxes of chips. Not, I mean, the boxes of chips weren't that heavy, but like there were a bunch of boxes. Me and my girl had to bring them all the way upstairs one by one. It was just a mess. When I was down there, like the place, like there was like bags of like, I don't know what was inside. There was like, I can't remember exactly what was down there, but like if I was to think about it, there was like a stroller, like I think like a little couch or something. Like it was like a storage room basically. I can't tell you exactly what was there, but I do remember seeing a stroller and shit and like toys. So I don't know if maybe like his family or someone lived like upstairs, and then because I always heard people running upstairs from us. I don't know if like maybe they lived upstairs and they owned the basement, but it was really weird and spooky. And I'm telling you, they had freaking signs all over the freaking like store that like to keep the freaking spirits, evil spirits away. And I always ask myself like, what the hell was that? Basically, I don't know what it's called, but at the ending of every door, they would like stick a paper and there would be some type of drawing on it. I don't know, don't ask me, but sometimes you would hear shit at that place. I'm telling you, it was haunted. Like, it was haunted. Now that I'm thinking about it, bro, you would hear shit. Like, there was duppies running around the place. It was really bad. Sometimes, like, you hear, like, a door close or open. That's what I'm saying. Like, there must have been somebody downstairs, because I swear, every time I would bring the garbage outside to the dumpster, I had to pass by the downstairs. And basically, it's like a gate that you could close and lock. Like, a gate. But you can still go over the gate or go under or go through the gate. So, but that gate was always open. So, the stairs, literally, you could go down and you see nothing but, like, the beginning of, like, the basement. But it was dark. So every time I take out the garbage, I'll literally sprint back to the freaking front. Yo, I don't give a fuck. Yo, that place was fucking freaky as hell. Now that I'm watching all these, because lately I've been watching documentaries of like horror movies and all this shit. And ever since I've been watching them shits, I'm so paranoid. And already, like, since I live alone, I'm always paranoid of like someone watching me like through my window or something. But no, that I'm telling you, that place was definitely like haunted. Because we heard shit, and I knew I wasn't the only one that heard that shit. Like, there's other people hearing shit at the same time. We're like, what the fuck? And the guy that was, like, one of our coworkers, which is, like, family with my boss, he basically said how, like, yeah, there's, like, evil spirits in here and shit. I was like, oh, hell no. So anytime I would have to, like, hear some next shit, I'm out of here. I don't give a fuck. Nuh-uh. And there was even this one time when we lost power. And like the whole street lost power, and it was like I think 2 hours before we closed or something like that, and we were able to leave. I was so happy. And the cameras weren't working, and I don't think they ever worked, but yeah, they did work, because he used to call sometimes and be like, are you playing music? I'd be like, no, because there was no volume in the video, but you could see, you know. So if you made it look like you're listening to music, obviously he's gonna know. So I would still play the music. But what was I saying? I mean, I had good times and bad times. I used to make these bomb-ass nachos at freaking Subways. Like, I would use Doritos with the steak. So I would heat up the steak. Well, I'd heat up everything together. Sometimes I like to heat up my meat before and then heat it up again, because I like my meat extra hot. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I would put, like, Doritos, the steak. I'd put hot peppers, olives. I put cheese, and I put the Southwest sauce. Boy, let me tell you, that was so good. People, like, my friends would literally come to my store. I would make them their own sandwich or whatnot, but like they would always come and ask for my nachos. And there was even this one time when like a client seen me doing my friend's nachos, and they were like, is that actually a thing? I'm like, no, I literally created it. Like, well, my girl created her own way. She just puts like Doritos, cheese, and Southwest, but I put like the steak on it, the cheese, I mean steak, the olives, the hot peppers. It looks so good, and it was so good. The person asked like if that's a thing. I'm like, no. She's like, well, next time like charge me for like a sandwich and I'll take that instead. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't care. I'm telling you, I was the plug of Subways. Like, everybody remembers me as the plug. Like, when I was done work, sometimes I'd be coming home with like 5 sandwiches. I'd have a sandwich for my whole family, or like I'd come home with like extra food. Like, it was just lit. A box of cookies, bags of chips. Like, I was never going home hungry, let's just say. I got so fat though, because I was always eating at that fucking place. And like, when you're working at Subways, you're only supposed to have like a 12-inch for like a whole 6 shifts. So like every 3 hours you're working, you get like a 6-inch. So I would work like 6 to 8 hours. So, you know, like, I would be eating like 12-inch the first hour, 3 hours I'm there, and then another 12-inch before I'm about to go, or you know, sometimes a half. It really all depends the day. But yeah, and the salads were good. Honestly, I miss Subway. Subway was a fun first job. The first Subways I was working at was whack because my boss was a little whack. But the second Subways when I was working for them with all the crackheads, like that was the best place to work at. I was lit. Anyways, I told you guys my story time. I even added a little bit more up in there about that Subway's place. Honestly, I've been wanting to tell you guys about Subway's because I used to like, I used to fuck that place up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with the crackheads. Go like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next motherfucking video. Bye.